Alright, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to make and then conveniently remake a grid or line board, whatever we want to call it. Historically I would put the tape on, then draw these lines that you're about to see, and then, or these marks that you're about to see, and then draw the lines from that. However, I had this idea to mark the rubber with all these lines and then put the tape on and use the marker through the tape to draw the lines each and every time. That way when a lot of fuzz is picked up on the boards, we have to change tape instead of starting with notches again, which you'll soon see. We could just go straight into drawing the lines because you will be able to see the marker from underneath. So first we need a center line. So 16-inch boards, that's our 8-inch line. We want to put a notch here and a notch down here. We can make sure they line up with each other. We're also going to need one for left chest, which is at the 12-inch mark. And then personally I like a good solid 3.5-inch line, so I'll do this at 3.5, and then we're gonna want an inch, 1.5 inches, 2, 2.5, 3. We've already done 3.5, so 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. We'll stop at 6 for now. We can go as far down as everybody wants. But all right, once we have all the notches made, we're gonna need to make a center line here. So I'm gonna give the Sharpie a try here. So we're gonna put the tri-lock, make sure it's lined up to both notches here. These are not always perfectly straight, so this should do it. And then hold it in place. Oh, let me get that back in place real quick. All right, and let's make our center line. Boom, beautiful. All right, now I'm going to do the 3.5-inch line all the way across. Now again, this is personal preference. This is where I kind of default to on everything. Now for the rest of these, well, let's get our left chest line as well. Alright, for the rest of these, we could just do short lines. They don't have to go all the way across. In fact, I prefer if they don't, because then I could see which my 3.5-inch line is without really counting marks or counting the lines down. So let's just go straight down, 1/2-inch marks, 1/2-inch lines on each one of these. Oops, missed the mark. And last is the 6-inch line. All right, now we have a very ugly piece of rubber here. Now that's done, I'm going to put the marker away. And we're going to tape this board. And I'll show you what I mean about having a little template to trace. Well, probably help if I grab the blade. A little wrinkly there. Oops. Alright, we're good. Now, we trim this up real quick and we'll draw these lines back on the actual paper. Alright, now we'll still need the T-square, but as you can see, lines are pretty obvious, so let's just start drawing them. Now, these aren't all perfectly even as far as spacing goes, but they're relatively close. I think we can afford a fraction of an inch of error as far as placement goes, but these are good. I'm just going to line this up to about the center of these thick marker lines and put them there. Let me get my big old 3.5 line here, make that bold. Alright, center line. And left chest. And there you have it. Now, when the board tape needs changed on this, we don't have to worry about drawing notches to get all our lines down because they are already there. I will demonstrate using this over at manual just real quick. Nope, that's the camera. So I'm gonna take this order and 2-inch placement. I like to do a collar on type deal, so we're gonna go with the 3-inch line here. Make sure it's center. Boom. This job is lined up and ready to go. Thank you.